Hey there, Libra. I hope you guys are doing wonderfully. I'm sorry I had to start your video over again. I had a giant coughing fit right now, and I was just in the beginning of your reading. So let's go ahead and get into this reading for July 2020. If I cough or clear my throat, I'm so sorry. I can't help that. So, Libra. You may be dealing with another air sign, could be a Gemini, Aquarius, another Libra. Either way, what I'm feeling here is that you might be dealing with somebody who's emotionally out of sorts. With the Queen of Swords here, you have the Queen of Swords in reverse, the Five of Swords, the Chariot, Nine of Wands, Ace of Cups, Seven of Swords, Two of Cups, and the World at the bottom of the deck. So you could be dealing with another air sign here who is feeling emotionally misunderstood. Could be you misunderstanding another person. It could be somebody who's on a more intense level. It could be somebody who's very ruthless and fighting with you, who's angry with you, or you with somebody else. But it's a card of jumping to confusion, jumping to conclusions. It's overly emotional and the focus is all out of whack, It's interesting though, because what I genuinely pick up from this, and I'm going to do a general, a couples reading, and then a singles reading. So this is the general, and if it doesn't resonate, it doesn't resonate. You might want to stick around for either of the other readings coming up. But what I'm feeling here is that there may be a need to move past a period in a relationship or remove a relationship, yet you don't just push them by the sidelines. It's like recognizing the connection within each other and the depth of it, and maybe it's out of whack now, or maybe it just needs to go. But with the Ace of Cups, the Two of Cups, and the Nine of Wands, it's interesting because it's like I feel this energy of almost coming to a different space in the relationship or situation, finding, a common ground, trying to heal a relationship with Ace of Cups. And the Two of Cups, remembering that there is a connection here, but the situation just may not be what you needed at this point. Yeah, because with the Queen of Swords, you have the Nine of Wands, which is about standing your ground or having the courage in a situation to speak your mind, and there's an aspect of stressful relationships that come here, especially with the Queen of Swords in reverse, so it's asking you to really look at a situation within your resilience, within your endurance, and kind of make a decision based upon that, because you don't want to deal with somebody in that nature over and over again. And I feel like there's a need to calm this energy down or this person calm their energy down. With the Five of Swords next to the Queen of Swords in reverse, there's an element of conflict here. There's an element of winning at all cost, or somebody who's very hyper competitive. It's also somebody who can jump to conclusions and maybe treat you like you've done something wrong, yet you haven't done anything. It's like jumping to conclusions about like, oh, well, you must be cheating on me, or, oh, you must be doing this and that, or you were 20 minutes late from work, so you're cheating. Like, it's that kind of weird, unfounded energy. There's no rhyme or reason. It's just somebody playing off of their own insecurities. And I feel like you might understand or know that, Libra, but this person, if you were dealing with a person, it's like there's also the desire to heal the situation. So this person isn't like that, but in a way, I feel you also choose to move in a different direction with the Chariot, the Seven of Swords, and the Two of Cups. I'll get into that in a second, but it's like there's some aspect here where you want to try and help this situation either smooth it out, or it feels like you're letting it go, but also wanting to smooth it out before you go. So if there's an issue with you and a person, it's like desiring to still remain friends with them, but knowing that this situation isn't something that is healthy for you to be part of, okay? And when you move on from it, it does talk about success and going in your own direction in regard to moving on, changing your path. But also, a lot of ways with this Chariot card, I feel like the necessity to say it might be helpful to be very assertive in this situation, to maintain your power and control in a situation. And in a lot of ways, I feel that this is tending to your own needs and your own interests in life right now in regard to versus being in this. So yeah, I'm sorry. I hope that's not super rambly. Yeah, with the Chariot over here and the Seven of Swords, it's like I feel like you've had enough of this energy with this person. This could be a very cynical person. They could just be very untrusting of others. But either way, it feels like you're done here. I don't necessarily think that this is your energy. I feel that this is more so in regard to this person, but it's coming to you at a point where it's like, do I take care of myself, or do I continue to tend to somebody who is emotionally out of balance, who doesn't trust me, who doesn't, you know, it feels like an erosion here. That's what it feels like, Libra. It feels like an erosion of a relationship and a coming down of a relationship, but also desiring to be compassionate as well, and realize that there was love here, but the love can't stand because what's in between you and this love is the Seven of Swords. You know, it's a sad energy. It's a dishonest energy. It can talk about cheating. It can talk about people who lie, you know, in relationships. It doesn't just have to be cheating. Like, this is also a liar, somebody who can manipulate you with words or manipulate your emotions. But if you're dealing with somebody who is emotionally distraught to begin with, they're all out of sorts. They're not going to be, you're not dealing with somebody who is ready for their own life. You know, you're dealing with somebody who's got issues. So that's kind of the general here. In work capacity, I would definitely say, you know, you're probably dealing with an unfair situation that seems to be persisting, and the best thing for you to do is to move away towards something that you feel much better toward. It's but also, you know, not causing a big scene, just leaving the situation. You have the World here at the bottom of the deck, which is about change. It's about changing a situation, completions and endings, you know, and doing what you desire most. I feel that with the Chariot in the World, like taking care of your own desires, your own affairs, taking care of what makes sense for you. It feels like, Libra, that you've given a fair amount to this situation. I feel it's kind of like at an ending period, whether it be a job or relationship. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some clarifying cards here for this, and we will get more. Show me the Queen of Swords in reverse with the Nine of Wands. Queen of Swords in reverse with the Nine of Wands for Libra. Yeah. So you got two cards coming out here. You have the Lovers, and you have the you have the Tower. So this is a head over heart decision. This is really choosing to let somebody go, to be done with it, because the foundation that is here and present is not healthy. And I think that this is, oh shit, and the Eight of Cups on top of the Two of Cups and the Seven of Cups. Okay, everything I just basically said in the beginning of this is, these are clarifiers here. You moving away from a situation that you know doesn't work for you anymore. And I think it's sad. It could be moving away from a Gemini. It could be moving away from whomever it is. At the bottom of the deck, though, I do want to say that you have the Eight of Pentacles, which talks about when you leave the situation, either you will focus on work or you will focus on things that just build your life up to a better state of stability. I feel here again, heavy personal pursuits here, Libra. And it's like this love, you may have had love, you may have experienced love with this person, intimacy, connection, you know, very close relationship, but sometimes that ends, you know, that ends, especially if the foundation isn't correct, or somebody's mental state isn't correct, or they're not ready to face the music in their own life. You know, that can also happen too. It's like you become part of a relationship, and then either you are pulling too much weight or the person's not stepping up to the plate in some way. The Queen of Swords in reverse can also denote an energy of somebody who is emotionally out of balance in their life, but it's having a domino effect in their life as well. Everything's falling apart. They are mentally in distress. They're emotionally out of sorts. They're not easy to talk to. It can talk about withdrawing, going into your mind, being very depressed. If that is a continuation in a relationship, that can wear it down, that can eat at your relationship, you know, and it feels like it feels like somebody's been very strong in this, trying to give to it and be nurturing and caring, but there's a point where you have to say enough is enough. So that's what I'm feeling. Show me the Five of Swords with the Ace of Cups for Libra. Hang on. Yeah. You have the Five of Wands. Too much conflict in this situation. Not being heard, you know. Whether it's work or a relationship situation, it feels like there's too many issues that you have to deal with. It's like hurdle after hurdle here with this energy and the Five of Swords as well. I don't know. There's like, I feel like accusatory energy in a way. I don't know if that's something that you've dealt with, but it feels like there's an aspect here of accusatory energy that's just kind of like, if you can believe whatever you want to believe, I've told you the truth. And if you can't believe that, then you can't believe that. So take care. That's kind of the energy. And that doesn't mean that that's the entirety of the relationship. That feels just like an aspect. Show me the Chariot and the Seven of Swords here for the Two of Cups. You have the Ace of Wands. So yeah, not giving to the situation anymore. There's lack of passion in this connection. There's a lack of passion in the connection. There's no more drive. There might be a loss of communication here. This could be a loss of communication moving forward, which is basically taking a break, taking yourself back. I feel here, Libra, that you are taking care of yourself in this situation. You can't spend any more energy or time with either this relationship or job situation because it's not fair to you. And so you're choosing to better yourself with the Two of Cups. This situation didn't give it to you. You may have thought it might have, but you're walking away from it nonetheless and putting an end to it here with the World. Show me the World. So you have the Queen of Cups coming out and the Ten of Swords. This could be a release of a water sign. Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy presented here. But also an energy that like leaving something that was very problematic with the Ten of Swords. It's like endings, betrayals, changing your situation, changing your perspective, but also being compassionate while you do it. You know, even if this is coming up as somebody that you've been with, the Queen of Cups, water sign energy, I feel that this is your view on all of this. Like, there's no more I can do. There's no more I can do. I need to move forward. I need to be compassionate of myself, but also of this person, and I will do that. So that's the general reading here. I'm going to go ahead and get into a couples reading, and the couples reading may hint at this reading, or if I need to draw on this reading for any reason, I will. But we will try and see if there's anything for couples, and then I will be doing a singles spread, okay? Okay. Show me energy for the sign of Libra couples. Okay. First card out, you have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So whatever it is, there's a female energy that, and it doesn't have to just be female, but there's female energy here that is out of sorts. Like the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Wands is very bitchy in reverse, very upset, difficult to deal with, very naggy, somebody who just isn't comfortable to be around. It's not a fun relationship. Show me more for Libra. Ten of Pentacles. You could have had a family situation with this person, could have children with them. Hang on, I'm not picking those. Those are like 4 cards. Okay. Like I said, could have children with this person. And pull the rest of your cards and we will get into it. Page of Swords. Okay, so you have the Seven of Wands. You have Temperance. And you have the Fool. And look who's there. The Queen of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Which I feel is you. Libra, I feel that this is your energy coming through here for this. It's a fairness. It's wanting to meet somebody with equality, finding out everything about the situation, digging deeper, communicating with somebody that you may have children with, that you may have a long-standing relationship with. But again, this does kind of mirror that general reading. You're again dealing with somebody who is very out of sorts emotionally. They're very unrelenting, unrealistic in a lot of ways. And I think here that there's been communication with this person, but the communication is either minimal, it's immature, or it's not getting to where it needs to be. It seems like a breakdown of communication between the two of you. The Queen of Swords is somebody who is all about upfront communication, getting to the bottom of it, being very honest, but also knowing where to take herself away from situations if they're not being fair to her. You know, it's somebody who's been through the ringer plenty of times. She's been mistreated, and, you know, people have kind of shit on her a lot, and she doesn't want to deal with that anymore. She's had that. So she knows how to remove her emotions from a situation so she can look at something within a clearer eye. Okay, so if this is the nature of this person with the Queen of Wands in reverse and that Queen of Swords when she was in reverse, same placement of the card, you have a situation where somebody's just unrelenting. They're vicious. They don't communicate properly, and it's breaking something apart. With the 10 of Pentacles being in the center here and the 7 of Wands, there's defensive energy about a long-standing relationship. This is talking about needing to get a second, or getting a better view at something, getting a bird's eye view, getting a different look at something. Can it change? But it also talks about being very defensive. It talks about, you know, feeling like you have a lot of energy coming at you that, you know, constantly, and you don't know how to deal with it. It's kind of like an onslaught of energy. And this could be part of this. There's also in connection, couples, there's a connection to family situations. So, you know, if you release this person, or if you get a divorce or something of that nature, or you separate, there's either children involved, or you're going to get flack from the family as well. And I think it's important to really find balance in a situation and be kind here, just because whatever this is talking about, there's an energy that needs to be, there's a compassionate sense here that needs to be upheld. With the Page of Cups, it does talk about, it talks about kindness, it talks about fairness, and it also has an element of love threaded into it, especially in regard to communication. It can talk about being remaining friends with somebody. It can talk about an apology, or extending an olive branch to create a different type of relationship, though it may not be the same type of relationship. It's changing things, getting creative with that. I like that the Temperance card is beneath the Page of Cups, just because it basically tells me that the goal and intention here is to create balance. It's a little bit like the initial reading here, Libra. So could be dealing with a Sag. It doesn't have to be, or Aries, but the Temperance card is all about balancing energy out, lovingly balancing energy out, communicating, okay, well, this isn't working, this isn't healthy, we're not having good communication styles here. What can we do about that? You know, well, the first reading talked about moving away from that situation. This kind of has the same energy, especially with the Fool here, having its back to all of this. It's like, okay, done. But that doesn't mean that it's just done. There are ways, there are nuances, there are different ways to go about things. Like if you're in a long-term relationship with children, you don't just leave and like disappear and vanish. Like there are ends, loose ends to figure out, and like things to take care of and maintain. There's a level of maintenance that needs to be upheld here in this situation, couples. So let's go ahead and get some clarifiers for this. Show me the Queen of Wands in reverse with the... So you have the Four of Wands coming out in reverse here. The Four of Wands in reverse with this is basically talking about your foundation here, okay? This may have been the foundation with the Ten of Pentacles, long-standing relationships, but erosion has happened. Things have eaten away at them. There's out of balance energy here with the Seven of Wands, where we're either defensive about this or feeling like we need to get a better view of this because something needs to change drastically, and you're feeling attacked by being in this situation. It could be by the person, it could be by family members, extended family, grandparents, parents, whatever it may be, but there's kind of like this type of situation going on. With the Four of Wands in reverse for the Queen of Wands in reverse and the Page of Swords, you have this energy where the foundation is no longer there, or it could talk about breaking up. It could talk about destabilizing your home, getting into separate homes, that type of energy. For loving relationships with Libra, this might not be your reading. If you're in a happy relationship, stay happy. This situation feels like it's falling apart a bit. Show me the Ten of Pentacles and the... Okay, so you have the King of Wands coming up here. So a counterpart to the Queen of Wands. So you're dealing with a couple. It seems like the female is out of sorts. It doesn't have to be, but it feels like the female is out of sorts. The masculine energy, and please, masculine, female, whatever, feminine energy, this is, it doesn't matter, the king or queen energy. I will say you can figure that out for yourself. If this is resonating for you, step into that energy. The King of Wands is about direction. It's about clarity in a lot of ways, but clarity through communication, you know, being very direct and bold in your decision making. But I do want to mention here with this King of Wands, look at him. He looks tired. He looks kind of exhausted and spent. He looks tired about a situation. And I feel that that's that Seven of Wands energy for him. Like feeling attacked, feeling, you know, not comfortable in a situation anymore and needing to find balance. But still we have this energy of wanting to be warm and connected and compassionate here. So I don't feel that you're dealing with a bad person, or I don't feel that you're coming off as a bad person, Libra. I feel you're doing what you need to do to get a grip on your own life. And this person, I feel it's sad though. I feel it's sad for you. Show me the Page of Cups and the Temperance card. Show me the Page of Cups and the Temperance card. So you have the Devil coming out in reverse. Good. With Temperance at the bottom, I'm sorry, Judgment at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, this is all about utilizing your judgment. It's realizing what works for you in relationships, realizing the toxicity in the connection between you and a person. It's difficult when there's a long-standing relationship involved, Libra. It's difficult when you may have children involved, but there's a toxicity that seems to be throughout this relationship that you can't necessarily get away from. And I think you are trying to make the best of this and change it for the better for everybody involved. Sometimes that talks about finding space away from people, you know, rejecting situations until you can get clarity. But here, the balance here is removing the negative energy, removing the toxic energy with somebody, and being honest enough to recognize that it's toxic, but also being compassionate enough to say, hey, listen, you know, this isn't for me. It's self-compassion. I love you. I want the best for you and the family. That's also compassion. But sometimes it's compassionate to leave a situation too, which I feel with the Fool may be happening soon. It's like with the Judgment card right here, this change, it feels, is inevitable. This might just be a reiteration of the initial reading. I'll be doing a singles reading next. Show me the Fool. Show me the Fool. There you are. King of Swords. Ace of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck for him. So what makes best sense for you? What is the fairness? Here, I feel that the fairness is being able to... Jesus, Marcel. I haven't seen that fat ass move so fast since never. The King of Swords and the Queen of Swords, at least we have these upright now. At least it's a communication. I feel that this is moving forward. You will find peace in this situation, Libra. If you're dealing with letting go of a long-term relationship, or there's some sort of massive change in a relationship where you're having to restructure things, I feel that you will let it go in a lot of ways, but it will come through clarity. It will come through a meeting of the minds. It will come through fairness and honesty with the Queen of Swords and the King of Swords upright. This could mean a new beginning within the relationship, and it could also mean that you move towards something that is far more stable for you, Libra. I can't give you that exact piece because I don't know exactly your situation. These readings are for millions of people, thousands of people, general public. So with that, you're going to have to piece it together yourself. This could mean restructuring so that things are better, you see eye to eye, or it could be seeing eye to eye and moving on so you have a better foundation in the future. All right, I'm going to let this go, and I will go ahead and get into singles. Marcel, chill out, dude. He's been inside all day. And it's raining, so he's upset. Show me energy for single Libras. Libra singles. Show me Libra singles. It's on the floor. You're the Chariot. It came out 50-50, but we will leave it upright for now. Give me more for Libra singles. The Devil in reverse. Good. So some repeating cards, but that's okay. Marcel. Four of Wands. I feel here, I might turn this way. We'll see. We'll see. I'll play with it, but we'll see. Show me more for Libra. The Hangman in reverse. Libra singles. You have the Queen of Pentacles. You have the Queen of Swords. So the Queen of Swords has been throughout this reading. Bottom of the deck, you have the Magician, Libra singles. So with this energy, you guys, I feel in a lot of ways that the Chariot needs to be in reverse. It came out sideways when it fell on the floor, but it was more like turned towards the reverse. I'll read it both ways for you. Upright, this is about success. It's about being assertive in your life, taking control of your situation and caring for your own, your desires, your interests. It's about, get up and go. And, are you ready? Are you brave enough for your challenges? Like, are you ready to do it? Like, it's about go time. It's upright. It's go time. Here in reverse, it's kind of interesting because it's like you're either getting a better view of a situation or you're not quite ready to move forward towards a new thing. Okay. With the Devil in the center of this reading, it's as if we are releasing ourselves from negative energies. We're releasing ourselves from connections with people who may have either treated us poorly, involved us in third-party situations, treated us like sex toys. Like, it's somebody with the Devil in reverse. It's somebody who, it's an energy where you're leaving that type of negative energy. It's not wanting to be part of something that makes you feel constricted and tied down, and you realize that when you were in that situation or with that person, it could be very negative. The Queen of Pentacles here under the Devil does indicate the potential for a Capricorn energy. But if it was to be moving towards that, that would probably be some point in the future. Either way, the connection would be free of that negative aspect. It would be clear, easy to navigate. There wouldn't be a lot of pitfalls in it. With the Four of Cups here, this is a card of basically it's not wanting to move forward with something. It's not accepting an offer from somebody. It's sometimes being bored. It's sometimes taking yourself out of life so that you can just be with yourself and sit with your emotions, especially if you are healing from an emotional like third-party situations. Sometimes that can happen as well. I'm not seeing a lot about third-party situations here, but I know that that does happen in life. So I do feel like I need to mention that. With the Magician over here, Libra singles, it feels like you guys are trying to get up and go, move towards something new, change your life experience. The Magician is all about manifestation, creation, direction of energy so that it flows properly towards what you want. Some of you may be taking time for yourself. The Chariot in reverse isn't bad. It's just, it talks about a break, taking time for yourself, things not quite being lined up enough so you can move forward with them. I see that also here with the Hangman in reverse. There may be a necessity to reassess your current situation, whether it be financial, whether it be love, you know, or just how you feel about relationships in general. So you don't end up with people like the Devil, or you don't end up in these relationships that kind of use you, you know, that type of energy. You know, also too, with the Devil and the Queen of Pentacles, I do want to mention, tying back to either the couples read or the initial read, the potential for somebody here to not be stepping up to the plate in their performance within a relationship. I'm not talking sexually necessarily. I'm talking about like where somebody's holding themselves back, where they're not truly seeing their own value, their worth, where they are vacillating on the direction that they want to go in. It's a very flip-floppy energy that I'm feeling here. Marcel is all over the place. He's doing circles. Yeah. And so it's almost as if like you choose to also stabilize your energy here with the Queen of Pentacles and the Queen of Swords. It's a very direct, pointed energy, but it's almost as if you're taking care of yourself. You're not having anything to do with certain people right now. And I'm not just saying that because we're, you know, in this particular time in 2020 where we can't leave our homes, you know, or we can't go out on dates. Like this is almost kind of like a time where you can retreat into your own world here, Libra, and kind of figure out what you want to do in regard to your finances. It gives you that opportunity. It gives you that potential to really kind of readdress ideas and thoughts about things and then make your move. And then make your move, whether it be in relationships or with finance. I feel here that there's a necessity to like restructure your life in some way, and this is the opportune time to do it. Show me the Chariot in reverse with the Hangman in reverse for Libra singles. You have the Knight of Pentacles coming through, so good. Putting a lot of effort into your own study, into your own life. What do you need right now, Libra? You know, we get very attached to the idea of wanting to be with a person, or it's going to be so much better if we're with a person, you know, and God, I feel so lonely. But when we are alone, we have the opportunity to step into a better sense of ourselves. We get the opportunity to change our lives so that we don't have to keep repeating situations with people that are negative with us, that we feel like, oh, God, another shit situation. It's that kind of energy. So with the Knight of Pentacles, it tells me that you are either in a situation where you're contemplating your future. This is all about future energy, but it's about putting your nose to the grindstone. It's about working towards what you want, gaining what you want, and knowing that there's a time period for that. There's also direction here with the Knight of Pentacles and the Queen of Pentacles, where it's like, if you want better money in your life, if you want to feel more stable, if you want to feel at ease in your home, if you want to feel at ease in your pocketbook and wallet, like it's time to put your focus towards that, you know? I'm getting like a very clear message, like fix you first, Libra, before you try and enter into something, you know? That's what I'm feeling here. And again, if this is the energy for a single Libra who's left a relationship, here we have that aspect of, okay, I'm taking on this energy, I'm moving forward with it, and I'm making things of myself for myself, and it's my route, it's my path, it's my thing, and I'm doing that very, very clear-headedly too. I like that energy. I think it's very positive. Show me the Devil in reverse. Show me, hang on, crushing the cards. Show me the Devil in reverse with the Queen of Pentacles for Libra. Yeah, you have the Four of Cups coming out here again. So this is, it is a, it's interesting. It's a welcome rejection, and you're the one rejecting. I feel that this is more like a safeguard energy here, Libra. I feel that this is more so keeping in mind your process, your potential, your structure, how you get on in life, the logistics, the monetary, the basic material aspect of your life. I feel that you are not allowing other influences to come in. It's like your focus is there. It's there. You have the Four of Cups coming through again. So it's not that you don't miss love. It's not that you aren't worthy of love. It's that for whomever this is for, it's not on the top of your agenda right now. Like, it might not be on the top of your agenda. And if it is, and you've been dealing with these types of situations, maybe redirect that energy so it's focused on you right now. Because I'm feeling here that there's a necessity to block off certain things, certain entanglements with people. You know, be careful about the people that you have coming to you. It feels like there is also an energy, Libra, where it's like you're just going within in a lot of ways with the Four of Cups here twice. Yeah, you're focusing on yourself, you know. Show me the Four of Cups with the Queen of Swords here for Libra. Hang on. Four of Cups with the Queen of Swords for Libra, please. Page of Wands here. Wow, you guys, you've had the Queen of Swords come out in every single reading. No matter if it were general, couples, or singles, the Queen of Swords is here for you. So, new direction with the Page of Wands. I love this. I love this. This is about taking care of you. It's not about like hanging on to somebody or trying to make something fit or running back to people who are toxic for you. This is about you taking care of you, stabilizing things and being okay with that. You have a lot to move forward here with, but it needs to come with clarity. The Queen of Swords keeps coming up, and in a lot of ways I feel that there's a necessity for you to look at situations through a lens of pragmatic, just logical, you know, energy versus something where you're like caught up in your emotions about it. This is about emotional clarity. It's about mental clarity. It's about direction and pursuing it. Like, it's almost like, okay, these things in the past haven't worked out for me in relationships. It's not turning a blind eye to them. It's addressing them, but also realizing where you get to cut it out. I love this, Libra. I love this. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it here. I feel that you guys have received the message. And take care of yourself. Like, that's legit, like what I'm getting. You're like kind of just taking care of yourself. And in a lot of ways, this entire reading, no matter where it started or began, like or ended, there's a definite level of compassion, you know, showing compassion to others, being fair in how you present yourself and look at situations, but also here in this situation, showing compassion to yourself. Sometimes that literally means taking ourselves away from people, focusing our energy on us. It's not dispersing yourself into 10 billion different directions. Focus yourself on you. You will go to where you need to go, and it will be much more prosperous than cycling with people that are not worth your energy. And I feel here too, with this Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, like doing that work on yourself, focusing that direction on yourself and like your money, your home, your hobbies, the things that like make you happy. It puts you in motion for connecting with somebody who's in alignment with their own selves. So it's not floundering with people who mistreat you or whatever, you know, it's getting a better grasp and sense of yourself. This is a game changer. With the Nine of Wands, I believe that was in the second portion of this reading, the couples reading, and I'm drawing upon a card now. With the Nine of Wands, it talks about protecting the things that are most important to you, whether that's your personal space, whether that is your finances, that's, you know, children involved, like whatever it is. It's like having the energy to protect what's important to you, what's most important to you, but also in a way having the compassion to release what isn't and let it go and not be attached to it. It's all about attachment, release, and compassion. So I love this for you, Libra. I hope this was helpful. If it was, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. And if you choose to donate, there's a link in the description box below. And I will talk to you guys soon. Take care. Bye-bye.